What is up, guys? My name is also, and yesterday, last night, 6:30, 24 hours ago, I did watch Captain America Brave New World. Completely disregard that I'm wearing a fucking Deadpool and Wolverine t-shirt. At least I'm not wearing a Spider-Man mask. Fuck. I've had that bit in my head for days, I apologize. But, I was kind of hyped since day one when this film was announced. It was originally called New World Order. I still believe that's a better title. Sure, people say it's like an anti-Semitic thing, and I don't know if that was the purpose or not, but New World Order sounds better than Brave New World. I'm sorry. It will always feel more epic. Brave New World is a very common saying. There's an Iron Maiden album called Brave New World. There's a song called Slave New World by Sepultura. Sure, down the line I'll call it Brave New World, but New World Order is a bit cooler. I'm sorry. But I remember looking up like the MCU slate back in the day. Like around when No Way Home came out, I looked it up and it said Captain America 4 and I was like, what? No one's fucking talking about this. A Captain America 4 with fucking Sam Wilson as Cap? That will be insane. And now, 4 years later, it's a thing. It was officially like announced like 2 years ago, but it's here, and people may shit on me for this. I enjoyed it. It was a relatively good watch for the modern MCU. People say it's one of the worst ones they fucking put out. No fucking way it is. It's not bottom of the barrel MCU. It's not as bad as Love and Thunder. Legitimate, like, sure, Love and Thunder to an extent is a good film when it comes to like gore and his scenes and yada yada yada, but I enjoyed it. And Doom Blazer says it best. It feels like a Phase 2 film. It kind of does, and that's a good thing. Like, because Phase 2, a lot of people can agree that post Avengers they didn't know what the fuck was going on in the MCU. It was like, are we doing more MCU shit and like doing cameos, or are we tying up to a new Avengers film? That's what this felt like, and I believe that's a good thing. It is a good thing. And this is, spoilers are in this, so if you have watched the film, good. If you haven't, why are you watching it? But the cameos, unfortunately, we knew about. Liv Tyler as Betty Ross coming in like the final scene in the film. She was confirmed in the casting like over a year ago. I don't know if that was a rumor, but I knew it. And then Bucky, ever since it was announced, I was like, he has to be in the film some way. And when it was announced he wasn't in it, I was like, okay. But then I saw the other day on Threads, out of all places, that there was a scene I haven't seen before, and I thought it was from fucking The Winter Soldier, and then I remembered Bucky had short hair. It's like, that can't be it. So I was like, this is probably from the new film. So unfortunately, I got that Bucky scene spoiled, but it was still a surprise to me where it was in the film. Okay. I want to get the negativities out, because there's a lot of good in the film, but there's some bad in the film that makes it not on as par as the other Cap films. Number 1, the design of the leader. I do not like. It also doesn't feel like the Samuel Stones we saw in Incredible Hulk, but still, we haven't seen him since the second fucking film of the MCU. It's now the 35th. That's insane. It will still truly be a Hulk film in disguise. I don't like the brain design. I don't. I like the concept art with him having a fucking big brain. And not a showing brain. That, like, also his eyes looking weird. Like, I understand he's meant to be a monstrosity, but this doesn't look good for the leader. And at the end of the day, he felt like he did fucking jack shit in the film. He was trying to be a Baron Zemo, but nothing really happened. And number 2, the negativity, is that Red Hulk only being a part of the final scene, the final action sequence. We were led to believe in the trailers that he was going to be one of the big parts of the film. If we fucking didn't know that Red Hulk was going to be in the film, that would have been insane in the cinema. Kind of like having Toby and Andrew Garfield come in No Way Home. It would have been insane. It would have been insane. Like even if we didn't know that Doc Ock and Green Goblin were coming back, that would have been insane in the theater as well. So if we didn't know that, and I understand it's a massive marketing thing, and it's kind of like, but it was like I kind of expected Red Hulk to be kind of a main villain, like he was fighting Red Hulk whilst the leader was doing shit. I thought it was going to be that, but no, it wasn't. And another thing about the Red Hulk is that the Red Hulk isn't meant to be a rageful monster like the Green Hulk is. He's meant to be Thaddeus Ross in like his best perfection of his body ever. Because in any other media, sure, you see him like fight Hulk and that, but he wears a fucking vest. He wears a tank top. He fucking uses a shotgun. He smokes cigars. You know, he's like the equivalent to Hellboy, basically. He's not meant to be a rage monster. Sure, you saw in certain parts when he looked in the window that he didn't realize. He realized, oh fuck, he looks like Hulk. And then another negativity is that, especially in the final fight, the green screen was very noticeable, and that kind of put me off. Because I haven't seen noticeable green screen in a film like that, basically ever. Sure, on rewatches in some films, like, oh, that's a green screen. But this one was so evident because the lighting was just horrendous on Sam, and you can tell it was a reshoot. Also, another negativity that kind of, it doesn't make the film underwhelming. It makes it like it. I think it's a good thing because it's on a different league or whatever. It doesn't feel like the other Cap films. Cap 1 was an amazing origin film. Cap 2 is always going to be regarded as the best MCU film, even though I said No Way Home was as good, and like Infinity War. Winter Soldier will always be the best MCU film, and it's the best Cap film. Then Civil War, at the end of the day, doesn't feel like a Cap film, but it's still a good film. This film doesn't feel like the other Cap films, obviously, because it's not Steve Rogers. But there's also no Sharon Carter. Where the fuck is she at? And Critical said on stream that it kind of feels the same as Winter Soldier to an extent, but it's a worse version. And I do see that, kind of. Also, like, the main ploy leader does is mind control. I feel that was, like, a cheap way to, like, make Isaiah and that, like, do bad shit. Like, sure, it worked so well with Bucky and Winter Soldier because his brain was getting worked on and all that stuff. But, like, from the phone, like, really? It's kind of a boring way to, like, use it. I don't really know how the leader works in the games or whatever. Or the fucking comics. I don't know. But it felt like a weird and weak thing. Like, how can a super soldier look at his phone and get his brain hardwired? Like Isaiah Bradley. He's essentially a Captain America. And it was sick seeing him fucking do cool shit. I want him to suit up in another film. Also, another negative thing I feel that kind of... It's not a negative, it's just more like my brain not accepting it. Like, going into it that Harrison Ford replaced William Hurt because he died. If he was still alive, he would have been in this film. But it almost feels like if they weren't choosing to put Red Hulk in the film, Thaddeus Ross would not have been in the film. That's the thing. Like, it could have been another president, a random character, but it had to be a character we knew, Thaddeus Ross, for the Red Hulk at the end. But Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Ross does not feel like William Hurt's Thaddeus Ross. I know he's like they made a joke, same thing with Rhodey in Iron Man 2. It doesn't feel like Ross. It doesn't feel like the Ross we saw in Incredible Hulk, doesn't feel like the Ross we saw in Civil War or Infinity War. Or even Black Widow for that matter, and that was, like, sure they were set in between Civil War and Infinity War, but to me, William Hurt will always be Thaddeus Ross, but then Harrison Ford will just be the Red Hulk. Two different actors for two different characters. And I feel that in my brain that makes more sense than, Harrison Ford is trying to be Thaddeus Ross. Sure, there was a throwaway that he shaved his mustache and all that stuff. And of course, Liv Tyler came back as Betty. Hopefully, she will come back later on. Like, it'd be insane for, like, in a hypothetical world of a Hulk film, her to become Harpy. Then, in order to fix it, you have Ross give her the blood, then she turns to the Red She-Hulk. That'd be insane. Because Red She-Hulk is one of the like more cool obscure characters I know. Because Betty Ross turns into Harpy than Red She-Hulk. Because Red She-Hulk is more badass than normal She-Hulk. It'd be cool. I don't know if they'll ever do Harpy or Red She-Hulk, but if fucking Liv Tyler's down to, it's still insane though. 2 characters we haven't seen since the second film came back in Phase 5. Insanity. Sure, I've been talking about all the negativities, but I want to talk about the end credit scene. End credit scenes are meant to be for the audience to like, oh, this is going to happen next. But this was a kind of a different one. It was telling Sam about the multiverse, essentially, as opposed to telling us. And I feel that it would have worked better before the multiverse projects came out. So if this Cap 4 came out right after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it would have fit better. You know, it would have made more sense. Because at that point, we didn't have any multiverse stuff. We didn't have Deadpool and Wolverine. We didn't have No Way Home. We didn't have Multiverse of Madness. We didn't have Loki. Like all these multiverse projects. And it would have been a little bit better if instead of Sam Wilson going to the leader, it'd be fucking Bruce Banner. Or even Abomination. Like, I don't know. Like, it would have been cool. Also, one of the coolest parts of the film, I know she kind of already did this, but the coolest parts of the film that made Incredible Hulk even more canon was showing the fight in Harlem with Abomination and the Hulk. Insane. Like, people, naysayers say that Incredible Hulk is not canon and it's not part of the MCU, but it is now. It always was, but it is, and it looks fucking sick. But the film was a good watch. You know, like, I know people will shit on Eternals and all that, and some other the Phase 4 and 5 films, but this, I feel this is one of the better ones. And people say that's not a high praise, but like, it's, for me, it's up there with No Way Home. It's up there with Shang-Chi. It's up there because it's, I think this film has a ton of rewatchability that some of the other MCU films don't. Because even before going into the film, you knew Red Hulk was going to be it. Now knowing it's going to be the final endgame fight, and that fight was amazing, by the way. The Hulk kind of looked a bit weird. And it would have been a little bit better if fucking Betty Ross came out and calmed down Hulk, like how it did in the other 2 Hulk films with Bruce. It would have been pretty cool. It would have been a cool callback. I don't know why they didn't do that, because they were teasing the cherry blossoms the entire film. Yada yada yada. But it was a good film. It was, and I'm excited. Like, if this film somehow like breaks even and becomes a success, I do see them do another Cap film with Sam. And probably, hopefully, Bucky will be in it, and hopefully Sharon Carter will be the main villain of it, because nothing has happened with her, because she was the what was it? She became the bad guy at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah. I don't know. It was good. I enjoyed it. Sure wasn't as good as Deadpool and Wolverine, but it was a good film, and I'm excited to see Red Hulk again. I am. It's almost a guarantee at this point. And I don't want to say it, but we don't really know how long Harrison Ford is going to stay alive for, because he's getting old. So within the next 5 years, if we have Red Hulk again, I'll be happy. But if it's not before Secret Wars, we're not going to get him again, which is a bit sad. And we were meant to get Red Hulk in Civil War. I'm still annoyed that we didn't, but it makes sense, but I'm still annoyed that we didn't. Because the reason why he wasn't in Civil War is the reason why he's in Red Hulk. Because there was a lack of Hulk. You know? But I think it would have worked well. Having that Ross be Red Hulk and having, I don't know, it would have been cool having Red Hulk v Hulk in like at the beginning of Infinity War or something, or at the end of Endgame. I don't know. It would have been cool, but I think we're still gonna get Hulk v Red Hulk. Like, I think Marvel knows the fans want Red Hulk v Hulk. So hopefully something happens either in Doomsday or in a hypothetical Hulk film, because we still need a sequel to Hulk. Sure, Edward Norton isn't Hulk anymore and all that, but we still need it. It's kind of ironic that I forgot to talk about the most forgettable character in the fucking film. This Ruth character. Sorry, you can hear the dogs. The Ruth character, which is basically this film's version of Sharon Carter plus Black Widow combined, because she's an ex-Black Widow, because she was on that fucking Sky helicarrier thing that's only been referenced like once or twice since Black Widow. She served, like, I thought he was going to be an antagonist or something, but she tried to like help out Cap and that in the end. But it felt like she did nothing that entire film. All she did was almost kill Isaiah. That's it. The most forgettable character, and I would be glad to not see her again, because she did nothing to the plot. Sure, the actor may be good, but forgettable character that Ruth character. And sure, she's an Israeli and no one really likes Israel now, but anyways, that character sucked. Completely forgettable. Yeah. That being said, my name is Lewis, and this has been my review of Captain America: Brave New World. I enjoyed it. I'm kind of annoyed Demolition Man got killed off, because he's basically meant to be Sam Wilson's Bucky. He's meant to be him. But he got killed off. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. You can tell the budget was very strict. Sure, people thought it was like 500 million, but no, it was one of the lesser ones, and I do see it, and it feels like a connected universe again. It's not like its own unique story that doesn't talk about the other events, because it connects to Eternals, it connects to Infinity War and Endgame, and which is good. Connectivity in the MCU needs to be a thing. Bucky being in it was amazing. Liv Tyler coming back as Betty was amazing. Red Hulk was amazing. Or incredible. I don't know if I'm going to do more reviews. Maybe. I do watch films quite a bit. And I have a letterbox, which will be in the description. And I'm far behind, because I need to review films I watched in October of last year. So, I'm far behind. So I may or may not do more film reviews in terms of MCU or fucking DC or other things. I don't know. I may or may not. Who knows? If they do well, sure. If they don't, yeah. It's cool to sit down and just ramble about something you like and edit it down to be watchable. Did you like it? I liked it. I know it's hated. It's not a 6 out of 10 for me. It's at least a 6.5 to a 7 for me. Like, it's a good film. It's a good watch, and it's a good Phase 5 film. And I'm excited to see what happens with Sam now. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.